So the first time this has ever happened to me in almost 2 years. In almost 2 years of being in Nijisanji. I was sat talking to these guys, and suddenly I look, and behind the one who sat in front of me, I see some people sit down. A little ways in the distance, not close, so I didn't feel too scared. Shu cosplayer, Rosemi cosplayer, Selene cosplayer, and I was like, oh my god. I sat there and I was like, that's so cool, but I was like, okay guys, I'm gonna start talking really quietly now. I'm gonna start talking really quietly. Because I was like, oh my god. If I went up and introduced myself, they would know who I am. I've never experienced that before in my entire life, right? I was so like, and then I the fear started like setting in, and I remember at that point, Sho called me to let me know what we were gonna do next, and I ran outside and I went to go answer the call. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and get away from them because I'm on the call and make sure they can't hear my voice. So I walked away a little bit, turn a corner, bam, another Shu cosplayer, and I was like, and I just kept like walking around, and I was really just like trying my absolute hardest to like not be around anyone. And then while I was on the phone with Sho, suddenly I looked towards the building and a Kotaka cosplayer is walking in my direction, and I was like, oh! And I just started like, you know, walking around like trying to be like like whispering under my breath, trying not to get them to notice, to like hear my voice, but it was fine. Nobody recognized me in the end, and that was ridiculous. Yes, I did go to the artist alley at Anime Expo, and I was like nervous as shit. So I was like, I was wearing a fucking disguise. So look at me right now, right? I've got this, I've got like very recognizable hair and eyes and all of that, these pointy ears. So I needed to do a load of work to blend in, you know, contact lenses, wig, face mask, all sorts of different things. I looked nothing like myself. But I managed to sneak in, and nobody was any the wiser. Nobody had any fucking idea. Should have made an American accent. I did. So, well, I did different voices for different people, because that was how I was being sneaky about it. So I went and I saw a Vox print by... Okay, so I'm going to double check, because I want to be able to say these artists by name, because I now have a physical... I met them, technically, even though they didn't know, which is really funny. So, Hako was the first one that I bought art from. It's the one of me holding the little chibi Luxiums with like being like hehehehe. And I went and I bought that one, and I went up, and so the first voice I did was the one I talked about on Twitter. I was like, can I get the Vox print, please? Thanks. And I was just really, you know, I was really like sort of, I tried to sound like a nerd who was like big, you know, big into anime, and I was like, can I get the Vox print, please? And passed with flying colors, not even a second look. Then I walked around for a little bit more, and then I found the art by, what was the other artist called again? That's my nerd impression. Of course, I'm a nerd as well. Don't take that to be something I'm saying out of meanness. I'm just thinking about the public perception. Fim! That was it. Fim! Who I bought the other print from, which was really, really cool as well. And I really enjoyed that. And when I made my tweet and I announced, like, yeah, I was in the artist alley and I bought these prints, Fim quote retweeted with, like, it was the funniest shit I'd ever seen. Because they had no... I think when I saw Fim, I was like... I think I went British again, but I was very, like, soft. I was like, hi, can I get the Vox print, please? Thanks. And then I walked off, and they were none the wiser.